Hello, my future mommies. It's Alexa. Happy Friday to all my working mommies. I am leaving work right now, and I figured it would be a pretty good time to post because my husband will be on his way home. And I have such a long ride home anyway, such a long commute. I might as well go ahead and post now. Since I have the 45 to 50 minutes, I figure that's plenty of time for me to say what I have to say, and then I can get home and spend time with my husband, and the video's over. I don't have to worry about it later in the evening. So, I posted last night, and I felt pretty good. And then I woke up this morning, and Aunt Flo had officially arrived 2 days early. So, I was feeling pretty discouraged this morning. I was trying really hard not to. I wasn't as distraught as I was last month because I knew it was coming. I had already started spotting a little bit. Cramping had kind of set in. I don't know why I took the pregnancy test yesterday. I knew my period was coming, but I think I wanted to just have it in my sight. Like, okay, this is real. You're not pregnant this month. Go ahead and move on. So because I had, I guess, given myself a really good self-talk last night, I woke up this morning and, a little bit bummed out, obviously, but not in as bad of a mindset as I was last month. So, still kind of down in the dumps, but I came into work this morning, and like I said before, my coworkers do not know about my TTC journey that I'm going through right now. Only one person does. But I came in this morning with a Starbucks coffee sitting on my desk and a really, really, really sweet note from one of my coworkers. And this coworker does not know anything about this. And it was just kind of short and simple. It was a really amazing, I'm kind of sad I finished it right before I left. I could have drank another one. It was a caramel latte with almond milk. And the note basically said, thank you for all that you do for us. We're so thankful for you, blah, blah, blah. I'll give a little short story on what I do. I work for Emory Healthcare in Atlanta, Georgia. And I am what is called a rehab technician. So I assist physical and occupational and speech therapists with patients that have had strokes. We have Parkinson's patients, MS patients, FND patients. So any kind of neurological issue or TBI, traumatic brain injury patient, I assist with. I assist with dressing sometimes. I help patients go to the bathroom with transfers. When I worked at the inpatient hospital, I got patients up, got them dressed, got them bathed. All the assisted daily living stuff that a patient can't do after a stroke or a traumatic brain injury. So my job kind of entails a lot of different things. I do patient care, I do scheduling, I assist my supervisor with in continuing education courses. So that's just, helping get food together, helping get things organized, helping get rooms for people that need to do in services. So I'm kind of a mix of everything. I do a little bit of everything at my job. So I'm always on the go all the time. So after being kind of disappointed and disheartened this morning, it was really nice to see that. And then I also had my supervisor give me points for my job as well. And we have something called Emory points. And when a person accumulates so many points, we have what's called an Emory store. So an employee can go in after earning some points and see what they are able to buy, and they give you all kinds of different products that they will send you for free for earning those points. And of course it included a nice little message. We had a survey last week. Basically, surveyors come in from the hospital setting and just basically give you the okay to continue to stay open. I guess my supervisor felt like I did a pretty good job, so she sent me points. I had another one of our supervisors give me points. So I just got a lot of love today, which I think was nice, and my day actually went really well. It was pretty low stress, pretty low key. There wasn't anything crazy that happened. So I'm really, really convinced that this was a sign from God that was saying, look, this is going to be a struggle. This is going to be hard sometimes, but you need to remember the blessings that you do have in your life. And for the first time, I think in this journey since starting, I don't feel anxious for the month ahead. I don't feel stressed. I don't feel as much anxiety. And I say all of this and it could totally change. I could be in the exact same situation that I was last month or this month, but I'm hoping not as much, because I was making myself feel sick. Like, I look back on it, and my mom even made a good point, because I was telling her the last 2 days I was feeling so nauseated. I couldn't eat my breakfast, like nothing. And I really did genuinely feel these things. And I'm thinking, why was I not pregnant? I was feeling nauseated. And she stopped me and she said, Alexa, you have been stressing the past week. Obviously, you're going to wake up and not want to eat. And I woke up this morning and there was no nausea. I was able to eat. My appetite's back. So it is mind-boggling that my mind let me do all this stuff. Like, my mind gave me the nausea, gave me the, stomach pains and all this kind of stuff. And I wouldn't have even had nausea at this point. If I did, it would have been very mild. I don't even think a lot of women even experience nausea until after that 4-week mark of pregnancy. So it was all in my head. I think a lot of it was in my head. And obviously, if you think about something hard enough, then it's going to happen. So overall, today was much better. Obviously, I'm not happy about getting my period, because the first days of my period are always the worst, not only emotionally, but physically they're really bad. The first day is always the hardest. I'm crampy and my stomach is really engorged just from being so bloated. So I'll be happy for tomorrow to come, because things will have kind of calmed down there. And I've got a really fun weekend ahead. I'm spending tomorrow afternoon with some girlfriends from work, and then that evening I'll be going over to my in-laws for a little birthday party they're throwing for me. And then Sunday is the Super Bowl for all my Super Bowl fans, or all my football fans out there. Super Bowl Sunday is this Sunday. And then Monday I am just going to relax. That is my actual birthday. I will be turning 28 years old, and that is going to be my day to just chill and cuddle up with a fuzzy blanket with my pets, read some more of my Impatient Woman's Guide to Getting Pregnant, and just try to chill and prepare myself for this upcoming month of TTC. So I can't think of anything else for now. I am really thankful that I did start this YouTube channel. I haven't seen a whole bunch of subscribers yet, but honestly, I don't even think I'm doing it for the subscribers. I think I'm just doing it to be able to vent. So it's nice to be able to get on here in the afternoons and just kind of talk about it. I talk to my mom every day, and I do have a very close relationship with her, but I do sometimes feel like I burden her with this. And she's already got enough stress in her life as it is. She's always been a full-time working mom. She's worked 3 jobs the whole time we've been alive. And she still continues to work 3 jobs. So I feel bad dumping all of this on her. And she tells me every day it doesn't bother her. But if she's had a really good day and she's having to listen to me complain about not being pregnant, complain about having this symptom, but this didn't happen, that can weigh on a person after a while. And I don't think she would ever tell me that it bothers her or tell me that she gets tired of hearing it. But I think she does. So it's nice to kind of take that burden off of her a little bit and not have to worry about me as much, I guess. So yeah, that was my day. Probably the best day I've had this week. A lot of love, a lot of blessings, a lot of signs from the Lord telling me that I just need to basically shut up and let him do what he needs to do, because it's all in due time. And if I'm not pregnant next month, then I'm just going to have to get over it. If I'm not pregnant the next month, I'm just going to have to get over it. And at this point, if it takes me a year to get pregnant, it's going to suck. I'm going to hate it, but it's all going to be worth it when I read that big fat positive. And I'm not going to care that it took a year. I'm not going to care that it took 6 months. I'm not going to care if it takes a year and a half. Once I see it, nothing else is going to matter. All that's going to matter is that I'm going to have a beautiful baby on the way, and we'll finally get the dream that I've always wanted. And I did have a little bit of a breakdown this morning just because I was still feeling kind of emotional, and I have always been a person that has had to work hard for everything that I have. I've had to work hard at my job. I had to work hard in school. I was diagnosed at a young age with a very slight learning disability. I don't know if it's legitimate. I don't feel like I have that much of a disability, but supposedly I do have a diagnosis of it, but it's a very mild and slight learning disability, like to the point that I can obviously function in normal society. I have a full-time job. I can drive. I don't have like a serious illness or ailment. It's just, it takes me a little bit longer to pick up on things than normal people. So, with normal people, you show somebody one thing one time and they get it after the first try. Sometimes with me, it might take 2 or 3 tries to perfect it. So, I've always had to work hard for everything that I've had and that I do have. And I was complaining to my mom today, and I'm like, why is it that I've had to work so hard with everything else? Why can't I have this one thing? And she did make a point and said, yes, it does take you longer to get things. You do have to work harder for everything that you have, but look how much you appreciate it in the end. So, which makes sense, obviously. So, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I'm at 11 minutes and 20 seconds. I'm actually not taking as long with these as I thought. The last videos that I used to make when I had another YouTube channel, it was like 20 minutes long of just me rambling. So, I'm going to try to keep these at least 15 minutes or less. So, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. Don't drink too much. I know there's going to be so many people drinking this weekend for obvious reasons. So just be careful. No driving. Be careful of other people on the road. And everybody be safe out there, and baby dust and happy, loving thoughts to all of my future mommies and potential mommies out there. Bye, guys.